Pussy niggas stay talking, you ain't it. Keep it lit and legit. I keep it lit as a bitch. These niggas ain't with the shits. Pussy niggas stay talking, you ain't it. What up, y'all? It's Six Lit, aka Big Lit Six, in this motherfucking bitch. And I'm back with my special fucking guest. Who are you? Where are you from? And also, what do you represent? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I am the Seekah. I'm from Southern Colorado. I'm a singer, rapper, songwriter, and hey, I'm happy to be on here again. Appreciate you bringing me on. I mean, it's always been good vibes between us. It's always going to continue. We're gonna definitely keep those good vibes. But I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about doing shows. The bigger, the better. Man, I tell you, I light up when it's bigger and better, and we'll have to get into some of the recent stuff I've done.
Okay. So, well, thank you back, my motherfucking OG. Thank you so much for coming back to Keep It Lit and Legit. This time it's like, obviously you guys, I'm sure, heard like the other episode before this one would come out. With AJ, I asked him more interview questions because I felt like, I wasn't able to get him last year, nor did I even know the nigga. But you are somebody I know for like a good minute now, a good ass minute. 8 months.
Yeah.
8 fucking months.
Dang. Yeah.
So, why not get into it? It's time to really explore what you really about,
So, recently, it's been about 3 weeks. I did a show. It was for the Puerto Rican festival in Denver,
I saw that.
Colorado. Yeah. I did the Viva la Isla del Encanto Fest. But the pre-doing that fest, I did a show at your mom's house in Denver. Yeah, pun intended on that one.
I'm like, what the fuck? I can't.
And I'm linked up with a ministry called Nieves Ministries. Him and his wife are involved with the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce in Denver. And they invited me to do that show the night before that festival. The show over there was okay. I think the owner of that bar didn't promote like she should have. The sound's great there. My experience there was subpar, but I got with another artist there that headlined because I opened up right before him. We both killed it that night, though. I mean, even if there wasn't a lot of people, man, we killed it. And his name is Riaga, and he's signed, and he's Puerto Rican and Mexican. And so I get with him. I'm like, hey, can I get on that show? Because I knew the next day that show was going on, and I knew there was going to be a lot more people.
Yeah.
And he agreed. He's like, yeah, come out, do a few songs. And I'm like, yeah, just give me 10 minutes. That's all I need. So I did that. I did that show, man. And there were a lot more people. The sound there sucked, but there was a lot more people, and I didn't give a care about the sound at the point. I was like, I got an audience.
Yeah, it's somebody.
So there's somebody more than just, you know what I mean? 2 people in the crowd that are other artists and stuff. So I turned up. I was able to use my Spanish. You know what I mean? Yo hablé mi español.
Okay.
And, I was expressing myself in a good way enough where I got a lot of people's attention. I got a lot of people post-performance, just making sure that I, locked in with them. Like, hey, did you catch my performance? Okay, you did. Awesome. Did you add me on Instagram? Okay, you haven't? Okay, let's link up on Instagram. I'll follow you back. And it was an amazing show, bro. I mean, like I turned up, and everybody that was there I think they didn't expect it from me. I think they hear local artist and they're like, oh, let's see what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like one thing about it I could say is like when I seen it from other people's point of view too. Dude, everyone was hyping you up. It looked so fucking fun. I'm like, yeah, that's my people right there, Puerto Ricanos and shit like that. And, obviously females. And so, like just seeing you do that for a different side of the culture is that's what's up. Like I fuck with that,
Absolutely. And there's this long-standing orgulloso type of thing with Mexicanos and Puerto Ricanos that I feel I'm not a part of. And I'm like so open to all Latinos, not just Mexicanos, even though I'm Mexican American. But all Latinos, man, I got love for, bro. And you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to break those like boundaries and those the cycle of hate, man. It's like, hey, somos Latinos, somos, like Hispanos, like, hey, let's join together. And so, I was able to express that on the mic over there. I got a lot of love from people. I talked to lots of people there, and everybody was like, "Yeah, your music is bomb." And I'm like, "Thank you, man. I worked really hard on it. I appreciate that." And that night, I ended up doing a show at this place called the Hangover Bar in Denver, and I've headlined there before,
Okay.
and the sound there was on point, and it was like a late night show, so I got on stage at like 12:30, and I did the same thing, but this time I had good sound, so I turned up even more, bro. And the non haters, the artists that really recognized and, like, showed love, they showed lots of love, man. I didn't get some from a few, because there was a few people that they just popped up just to pop up and perform and then leave, and then there were some that popped up, performed, and just, obviously they were hating.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
I got
yeah.
a lot of love. I got a lot of love too. So, aside of that, hey, I ain't glorifying that. I'm glorifying the love, man. I got so much love that whole weekend. And shoot, here we are, bro. I'm back on the show.
Woo! Well, I mean, look, I keep tabs on all the OGs, see what they doing, how they moving, what, like, maybe opportunities they have gotten, or just shit like that. But you, I can say, are the one that's been doing this way before, my series or my show, whatever. And like, I can actually say, like, I want to work with you. Even though you may take your time writing or whatever, I'm a patient ass person. Like, when someone wants to work with me, I do it like this. It's just
Yeah,
some people that are different writers and work different ways. It all hits is different. So
yeah, absolutely.
it's very different for when, like, there's another artist that's like me and is like, all right, let's rush into this.
Right.
Because if you do rush into it, like, the progress is still, like, could it be like fucked up? It's a little bit funky, or there's tweaks on their end, my end, or something I could fix myself as an artist. Because I feel like a lot of artists is just do shit to remain who they are today.
Yeah,
I'm not saying no
yeah.
names, no shade, nothing. But like, first of all, congratulations for all your success that is coming your way. I know you did also a show as well in Houston, Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
So I did South by Southwest this year. So I went on Caliwood Radio in Denver, and that's like the biggest radio show in Denver. They got like 70,000 like followers on Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
And they do a TikTok version of that show, so they stream it live on TikTok. And OG Ron C from Swisher House, if anybody's familiar with Swisher House, back in the day, that was a dynasty in Texas, in Houston specifically. Paul Wall, Chameleonaire, Slim Thug, Mike Jones, DJ Michael Watts, and then OG Ron C was part of that in the early 2000s, the mid 2000s. And he happened to be there because this gal named Nikki Swizzy, she's real connected with lots of artists and stuff. She's a model, but she also brings things together. So she invited him and his new artist, Baby Sam, out. And Baby Sam, man, he's a fire artist as well. They caught my song In the Morning because we were just kind of being organic with the interview and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, why don't we play In the Morning? Because it came up. And they heard that song. And after the show, OG and Baby Sam, because they perked their ears up, man. They heard something, and they hear something. And so they're like, hey, you want to come out to South by Southwest? It's going to be in 2 weeks. And I was like, absolutely. I'll make it happen, even if I have to put it on my credit card. And so I'm connected enough in Denver with the studios that I recorded with, where I landed tickets both ways for like $150 on freaking Frontier for, shoot, it was like first class and everything. So I went out and did that, got to perform over there. It was predominantly, a crowd of brothers. I was probably one of the very few Hispanics or black artists there that went. And man, when I performed, I had some ladies involved. I got that on my Instagram. I got girls kind of heckling me in a good way. And so it's working. But Baby Sam, he really does believe in me, and he got me hooked up with OG on a chop not slop version of my song "Hope You Want Me To." He's never dealt with anybody in Colorado as far as artists are concerned. So that's a first for Colorado, bro. So I
Wow.
feel like I'm pioneering stuff. you know?
Yeah, you're building an empire here. I mean, shit. Like, I mean, obviously, a lot of people may or may not know, like, that even besides you doing like, music and shit like that or whatever you may post, like, you also do like health journeys. You also have a business and stuff like that too. So, like, let's
Yeah.
get into that. Then
Yeah.
again, congratulations on that and a big feature, as well. So, shout out to all them that he mentioned. But let's move on to the next question. So,
Yeah. You know, I love
mm,
to work out.
okay.
I post that every day. I'm very consistent with that. I want to inspire people, That's the name of the game. I mean, I don't want to just be the good artist. I want to be a good human being. And I sow into myself, man. It's all about personal development. First and foremost, it's maybe not the first thing because I feel like your inner you have to work on every day. And I meditate every day. Have I faltered? Do I make mistakes? Do I get locked in emotional responses just like anybody else? Yes, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being, but I do pride myself on learning from my mistakes and not repeating those subconscious programs that we all run into because our body's addicted to things that aren't good for us. And a lot of it comes from our childhood. So I've been on this self-discovery journey of, finding those negative things that happened as a child. So, for example, for me, I can be a insecure attached, like an anxious attached partner, and that comes from my childhood of having an emotionally unavailable mom, and she was narcissistic back then. She's totally different now. She's a sweetheart. She's an amazing person now. She's personally developed into something great. Thanks to God, she was real in. She's really into religion. She prays for me all the time. I was at that point too. I was pretty religious, but now I'm more spiritual. And it's more about identifying those things and figuring those things out and figuring what am I doing wrong, because I'm all about constructive criticism. And so I want to become better. And so I'll post these videos of just things that come to mind and try to try to inspire people to really try to get people to think outside the box. And some people, my haters, even females, I've even had some, yesterday I had a female hating on me saying my music's corny and this and that, but I think I struck a nerve. So I responded to her. I said, "Oh, well, you were pretty emotional in your post, but it looks like my words have really affected you in a very strong way. Otherwise, you wouldn't be responding to me like that." And I'm like, "We should change your name." What was her name? I added basically emotional to her name, and
Mhm.
then she blocked me.
Oh shit. Wait, so who the fuck? Wait. So look, y'all never go into somebody's comments and say some stupid shit. Like one time, I had like a comment on like who was a hater. I don't even know who this fucking nigga is. And it was under my YouTube video on my song Get Active. So like I go and
Yeah,
check to see like who's commenting or whatever. Sometimes I may get them, sometimes I may
yeah.
not. My streams matter to me and my following means matter to me than anything else. I
Mm,
don't really care about YouTube. That's not how I make my income. So
right.
I go in the comments and it's like, "Oh, you ain't really getting active." And it's kind of like, "Nigga, you don't know who in the fuck I am. You don't know what I've done. You don't know my story. You don't know none of that shit." So for you cornballs, meatballs out there that think it's cool to just come and troll somebody, you better do your motherfucking education on a nigga like me or motherfucking Seekah, because we ain't playing them games.
Right, right. And I think, honestly, I think she took my comment and she thought I was trolling, and I really wasn't. I was just trying to make her think. And I think I made her think a little too much, and she got in her feelings a little bit. You know what I mean? But it was
Yeah.
more of like I was being respectful with the comment. I just said, "Hey, a man that's in his masculine is going to bring out that feminine in you for you to want to treat him well and to to be a good partner." And she totally, like, I think it hit a nerve because maybe she knows that she's not doing right. I don't know, but I mean, she tried to call me cornball and all this, and I was like, actually, let me go ahead and if you don't like, you obviously listen to my songs if you think it's corny.
For one,
And
yeah.
and it tells me what type of person you are too. You obviously want a man that you can run and control, and I'm not the one. I'm real sweet, but I'm gonna with the real emotional intelligent man, we're gonna offer emotional intelligence. We're gonna offer accountability, but we're gonna ask for those same things back.
In return, yeah, of course. I feel like a lot of females do like men sometimes. Some, there's a lot of good girls out there, I'm sure still, but in this day and age, I don't know. Um, that would like to like just run over their man, or oh, my man bought
Hmm.
me this, oh, he lets me use this credit card or this and that. I mean, that's cool and all, but I mean, once in a while, I'm sure like, there's a bad bitch out there that has her own business, own shit too, and she does the same in return too with her nigga.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's the type of bitch I would want, where it's 50-50,
Yeah. Yeah.
like if I
Well,
don't
no,
got it,
no.
you got it.
I feel like I feel like 100. Like we're both putting in that effort. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We're both
yeah,
putting in that work.
yeah.
And I just got out of a relationship, and it's because I wasn't getting reciprocated. At
Mhm.
the end of the day, I wasn't efforts weren't reciprocated, and you got to offer more than just physical love. You know what I mean? Physical love is only going to go so far.
Yeah.
And so, that being said, I had to cut it off, and I had to take my dignity and self-respect and say, all right, deuces,
Yeah.
and that's the whole part of kind of the stuff that I like to post about, apart from music. Then there's the physical journey, the physical fitness journey. I'm gonna do the incline in Manitou Springs. That's in Colorado. That's like the most challenging, like stair stepping, climbing thing in the world. And I want to do that here in the next couple of weeks while it's still nice over here,
Mhm.
because Colorado and California, there's a big contrast as far as weather. You guys got beautiful weather, and I envy that.
Maybe
We
maybe
get
not
four seasons here.
Maybe not LA, but I know sometimes in some parts in NorCal we do say may not. Some parts in SoCal may or may not too. So it's bipolar too. Don't get it fucked up, But not we
Okay,
don't get
okay.
snow, hurricanes, and fucking hailing and blocking all the road shit. We don't got that problem, at least from where I'm from. So I don't know, but
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
guys got
yeah.
to
My
go
best
through
friend.
over there? Mm-mm.
Yeah, the reason why I'm where I'm at, the reason why I haven't like moved or relocated is because of my kids. I got
Okay.
kids. So I want to be, and I try to keep them away from, the music side of that, because I don't want that exposed. But, with all that being said, on the, physical journey, back to that,
Mhm.
I want to inspire people. I want to, show my progress. If I go work out, I'm going to post that, and I want people to be inspired on that part too. So it's like a trifold type of deal. It's not just music, it's music, and it's good music, but it's also that inner you, that spiritual you, and then there's that physical you. And so I love doing that. I love inspiring. And if I can lay down some words and help somebody else from maybe mistakes that I've made, because I'm gonna own my mistakes, maybe I could help somebody else from making those same mistakes.
I love that. I love that. I love the fact that you're able to, at the end of the day, from how I knew you and what I know of you, it's just kind of like, I see the growth in you from like, maybe like 8 months ago. Everyone changes every month or maybe every year. I like to stick
Yeah,
to me sticking the same way how I was, let's say like this year or my goals are, and just stick to that, because it's kind of like a lot of people say shit, but they don't do it, and,
right.
it's very important, you as a man or you as a grown woman, to very much keep your word on the shit you want
Yeah,
and see. So I love that, because it's kind of like, you're very motivational on there. You talk good things, positive things. You show your artistry, your craft, what you build, and these incredible artists that you also do features with. So like I definitely see that. Like,
yeah.
you're doing
Hey,
amazing.
hey, man. Hey, I see your growth too.
Oh god.
Don't yeah, you already know. You already know. I
Yeah.
already see you always going up.
Mhm.
And that's important too. Like I see that energy. I see that you're consistent, and you don't let, like, I can open myself up to get hurt on an emotional level. And I think that is something I'm going to continue to kind of work on, because I want to manifest a great relationship. My end game is a life partner, and I can't settle. You know what I mean? And I don't think anybody should settle. Obviously, you got to work with somebody that's willing to work with you. If there's no reciprocated efforts, then there's no fucking relationship.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I see, we've had conversations, and I see the emotional intelligence that you have. You know what I mean? You're not going to be easily played. Don't play with
Yeah.
six.
Oh my god. No, I mean, look, like if I really, really do love you, I'm gonna give you a little fucking chance or whatever. I People still run all over me, but I'm very different than how I was probably like 3, 4 years ago, because of the simple fact that, like, even when you do run over me with shit, I used to be very, like, very, very, very blunt. Now I can use that word because I really was. It was a problem. Like, I would be like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't like this. Oh, I don't like how you do this. Oh, it's this way," or like, any little thing that would nitpick at me and my soul, I would speak on it. I had to learn to
Yeah.
kind of like shut the fuck up, take the words, whatever you're saying, and kind of swallow it. But it goes in one ear and out the other. But I'll speak my piece as a grown ass man now. You get what I mean? Like, I'm gonna throw.
Not everything needs to be addressed.
Right. No, exactly. And that's why too I started noticing, oh, maybe that's why I have no like real friends and shit like that because, the ones that would say that they're real and all this bullshit, they would do the backstabbing. And one thing about it is I'm not gonna let you walk around me when you do some backstabbing, hating ass shit to me. You know what I mean? Like, because I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like a lot of people do that and then they throw stones, hide their hand. I'm not the type of person to throw stones behind my hand. No, I'm gonna stand in front of the rock and be like, what's good? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right. Right. You're gonna know I did it.
yeah, you're gonna know I fucking did it. Yeah, like what? Just kidding. No, but
Right, right. No, and you know me, I'm super humble, man. It's just because I used to handle things and I'd get caught in these strong emotional reactions of anger and resentment, and they cause you to do things, you know what I mean, that you're going to end up regretting. But I'm at the point now where I want to contribute rather than take away from like the energy in the room or the energy in the world. And am I perfect? Do I make mistakes? I'm not perfect. Do I make mistakes? Yes. But I'm willing to look at those things, those hard things within myself to say, is there any hypocrisy in me? You know,
yeah, yeah,
and deal with those things. And shoot, I think probably the thing that I need to work on the most is probably the thing that I desire the most is a life partner, and really being selective on who I let in my life. And I think um if I can take those collective experiences and really just process that and put it out there for people, because I do. You see those videos, man. I'm
yeah,
always posting stuff. I'm like constantly thinking. I'm constantly like, okay, what can I do to help somebody else's perspective? So again, it goes back to just giving back.
yeah.
Giving back with good music, giving back with inspiration as far as physical fitness, and giving back emotionally and spiritually.
Right, right. Yeah, I feel like too also back to your segment and shit and you saying basically term is the abandonment issues. I dealt with that
Yeah,
too, but mine wasn't relationship wise or nothing like that. Like I had a good mom and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think probably because, mine and my sister's stupid ass abuser, probably I don't know what. I didn't think of it like that, but it was probably what it was. You know, um
yeah,
it's just kinda like abandonment issues for me would be more friends-wise. I've been hurt by more friends than a relationship? Like, I feel like that's what really
gotcha.
damages you more because it's kinda like, "Yo, like, you're my fucking twin," like, we communicate so much, and then it's just kinda like somebody's emotional, you trying to pick them up, but then they wanna bring you down with you. Like, they want you to be on their sad level or, like, when they talk shit, you talk shit. It's kinda like, no, like, now that I know what it's like to get treated with respect, first of all, and like loyalty and, like actually being able to have each other's backs, it's very like, it's very different. And I feel like, when we talk about that shit, I'm putting my situation as yours in a friendship type of way because I always tell
Yeah,
my niggas, I tell fucking the females too. I'm like, yo, like be friends with these niggas first before you fall in love because
yeah,
9 times out of 10, you need to see how they is in a relationship or if they're not, build that up, get to know them more, see their
yeah,
flaws, see their doubts,
yeah.
see what's easy that will work for you, see if they're really committed to you and like, and shit like that. And nobody
Yep.
listens to me. Nobody fucking listens to me. And when they
You know,
do,
I
I be right.
I'm definitely considering that, and I want to implement that because it really is true. It's like the more you're friends with somebody, it might end up benefiting you more, especially on a relationship, wise, to kind of hang back and kind of see how they are,
Yeah.
and maybe not be so, you know what I mean? Because I feel like with me, I guess I go full in,
Yes,
all
you come with
in,
a lot of
you know.
baggage. And that's why I tell you, like, be friends with this person first because you come with a lot of
Hmm.
baggage and maybe they're not ready for that. And that's fine.
Yep.
But like at the end of the day, it's your two kids, how you want to be treated, how they want to be treated. It may not add up, because you already have a pre-started family. You understand what I'm saying? So it can
Yeah.
be very shocking sometimes. Or some women, they don't care. Or like a girl that is just at home all day that don't care. Like by all means, but always remember, like sticks in your brain when I say this, be friends with the female first, Like maybe have
Oh
lunch
yeah.
dates, build that up. Because if you remember when you would talk to your parents and you ask them, how did you meet dad? Or how did you meet mom? Oh, we were friends in high school. We were friends in elementary. Why are they still together today? Because they
Yeah.
were friends.
They start off as friends. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, we started off as close friends. Like,
Right.
little baby
Right.
song, like listen to that shit because it's true.
Yep. And then you kind of know what a person is, and then you can kind of make that assessment on whether or not you guys are really compatible. And then they get to
Exactly.
kind of see you on another level too. And I think that might have worked against me with this gal, because I am who I say I am, and I know there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that aren't who they say they are. And so it gives people like me a little bit of a harder time to break through those walls because they've heard it before.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
starting off as friends and showing consistency there, I think would work definitely for me. So for all our listeners, you know, we're not just musicians. I mean, we're human beings, and that's why we're putting this stuff out there, is because we want you to hear those things. We want you to learn from us, from our mistakes, from maybe our characteristics that we are changing, and maybe that'll help y'all. But if you haven't heard the music,
Oh, go
telling you the
listen to that
music.
shit. Go listen to that shit.
If y'all don't know who I am, I am the Seekah again. You can find me on every platform. It's THA, and then Seekah, SEEKAH. I'm telling you, every platform. I got a few unreleased tracks that I'm going to be putting out pretty quick here. Me and Six are going to get on a feature as well. I mean, we got talent that you guys definitely want. I promise you. But
Right.
we're not just talented in one area. We want to be the total package.
Yeah.
So, watch us, follow our journey. I promise you, my journey is very, very authentic.
Yeah.
And all I can be is me. But when some of us say that we're him, we actually are.
He's like, don't get it
Like,
fucked up because there's really niggas out here that really are him. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
I for sure agree with that. I for sure. So, are you
Yeah,
ready for the questions now?
absolutely.
All right. So the first question is, when did you first start rapping slash singing?
I was ever since I can talk. So I can remember even being like 3 years old and trying to drum and rap and sing.
Oh shit.
So since I was like three, like this is wired in me. And I can
Okay, so
still have very coherent
yeah.
memories from that age.
So you were very much like already like musician slash like singer, right?
Yeah, my dad's a sax player, so he used to play a lot of old school R&B, Tejano, funk, and like disco stuff. And he plays sax. He plays the bass. He was always in these show bands, and he was always playing music. And it really infected me. My sister as well. She can remember some of the things that he would play that we still really, really are appreciative of. And yeah, like it's just been ingrained in me. And his dad was a musician. They had a family band and everything like that, so I do believe it was like embedded into my DNA.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And-
You came out humming instead of crying. You went.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's always been there.
Okay. So like how much experience do you feel like you have now from like the past, like let's say like last year or the year following? Like how do you feel like you've changed as an artist?
Shoot, so I didn't do music for like 9 years, and because I was really religious and I thought I had to make Jesus music basically. So I didn't make music for a long time, and then I knew I was going to be home half the time because me and my ex divorced in 2020, and I have an older daughter too, and I knew she was going to graduate, and so I knew I was going to have time to myself, and so I started that journey with the music. and we went to a Bad Bunny concert in Las Vegas, and I seen all these girls buying merch, my daughter buying a bunch of merch and stuff like that. And that inspired me. And I wasn't like that dad that said, oh, it's not my music. It's not whatever I grew up with. I was open to that. And I embraced reggaeton. I embraced that whole vibe, the whole scene. And the progress that I've made in the last since 20, it was the end of 2020 when I first did a show, and to now has just been crazy. And I think anybody that has seen my journey since then, even in that shorter time, will tell you the same thing. He's the most improved because I had old music that I recorded in like early 2010s that
Wow.
I was performing, and I had people that are like, yeah, it's pretty good. There's a lane there, you know what I mean? But you need to step up the production quality, you need to step up the recording quality, and you need to make sure you master that. And there was another Virgo that told me that, and as well as other people, and I, instead of being like, maybe butthurt or anything like that, I kept it open minded, and I'm like, all right, I know what I need to do to get on another level. And from then to now, I'm like, because I had in mind that if I do music again, if I start making new music, I wanted to do it at the highest level possible. I wanted to be taken seriously. And there are artists that reach out to me that, they do their own stuff, and it sounds pretty good. I'm not knocking any of that stuff because a lot of people can make their own stuff, but I have a process, and I don't like to veer too far off of it. If we have a good engineer to engineer our tracks, that's what I do. I have a great engineer, and yeah, I mean, he's mixed for Atlantic Records. His name is Roger James. He goes by Who Is Raj, but he mixed No Cap's Mr. Crawford album. Kirko Bangs, he's done some work with Kirko Bangs as well as other big artists, and so I added him to the team in 2023 with that song Control, with another artist named Kebu. And I mean, we mixed a really, really good song, and it's just been on ever since there. So my progress has been crazy, bro.
I
Freaking
hear it.
crazy.
I hear it.
And
Like, ooh,
my buddy D Main out the box, he's a Virgo too, man. And he's one of the most, I mean, just stand up great human beings, bro. And he's a great DJ as well as an engineer as well.
mhm.
And that was one of the things he said too. He's like, man, Seekah, he's like, you have been the most improved at it everybody that I've ever came across. And I'm like, I appreciate that, bro. I just want to continue that trend. And so my sister told me you got to go with, when she's the one that introduced me to Raj, and she's got good songs too, man. Like, she worked with a Puerto Rican artist, and they're unreleased because some relationship stuff. We won't get into that, but she was like, if you go to Raj, you got to come with a hit. It can't be less than a hit. And it's just been in my subconscious this whole time. It's like, oh, I can't make nothing but hits.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, I know for sure. Well, shout out to all my Virgo twins out there. We coming up already. Our season.
Yes.
So fucking wow, like that's amazing to hear. Like even your sister does music. I personally didn't know that. Like I
Yeah.
would love to hear what she can bring to the table or what she did bring. At the time.
I'll show you one, bro. Like, we'll get on a call after this, man, or sometime, and I'll share my screen because I do have the audio. She would not let me send it to nobody, but I'll share that, man. It's
Yeah.
a great freaking song, man. Like, I want to get her in the studio if I can get her in the studio, man. I know she would add some flair to my
The
songs even
value.
because
Yeah.
I'm at the mind that like engineering a song doesn't have to be a one person engineer. Like, I think everybody can be an engineer, and we can contribute and add to a song. And the one thing that I can say with Raj too, and he respects that out of me, and we had this conversation a long time ago. I didn't just stop with one recording session and say, okay, this thing's done. This is a done deal. I'll go multiple times to make sure I didn't overmix the song, and you can't overmix a song. I did that. I've actually done that with this newest song. We're gonna reverse engineer some of the stuff that we added to it. Sometimes less is more. And with this new song, we're gonna pull some stuff off of it to make it sound a little bit better because there's less is more sometimes. But I met the mind of if we have multiple people engineering a track, and if you look at like some of the credits of like even Bad Bunny's new album, they don't have just like one producer and then just one engineer, man. There's tons of people engineering the
Yeah.
one song.
Yeah.
And so any artist that want to cut corners, I'm just telling you this, don't cut corners. If the song's not up to your standard or your, I mean, there's a fine line. There's a time to stop,
Mhm.
and I'm learning that. But there's also a time where it's like you can't be satisfied with subpar music. You got to make sure that that song is developed.
Right. Correct. 1000%, because I mean, I do my own engineering, and I've been engineering myself and gotten way, way better, from fucking 10 years ago. I feel like, I mean, it's been
Oh,
a
10
long
years you
time.
can make strides.
Yeah. So, now it's like 15 years that I've been doing music. So, it's just like to see the progress from other artists, or like when you discover, for example, like me when I discovered Juice World back in like I want to say 2014, 13, like, and he wasn't
Yeah,
really like him yet, I was like, what the
yeah,
fuck is this? Like, I didn't even know who Juice World was. He ended up being one of my favorite artists, and it's just to see the
yeah,
growth and the quality change and what they bring to the table, seeing all these studio sessions, watching videos like that. Like I said, I'm a visualized learner, left-handed and
yeah.
gifted. Why not put what
Lefty,
they
hey, I'm a
doing?
lefty too.
Yeah. And so, like, why not see what I'm seeing and do it for myself? And, of course, I had my best friend there, by my side the whole time, even if my shit was garbage, like, there were some parts I felt like so good about. Like, I still get memories from, my personal Snapchat of like all my old songs. And I'm like, bro, these are fucking trash. Why would you ever tell me this is okay, But at the end of the day, when somebody like my mom or sister, anybody gave me like a bad review on the song, I wasn't used to that because all I
Yeah,
knew was, oh yeah, it's good to me, so it may not be for them or some people, Because there's artists like Aliuchi's when she first started out. To me, her voice was very a little like not raspy. It was still soothing, but she didn't sing as good as she does now, right?
yeah,
Like back then, songs are so different from now songs. You get what I'm saying?
right.
So
Yeah,
definitely seeing the growth of that, and then my growth as well, your growth, I
yes,
definitely being tuned and shit. I blew up in 2020, so it's just like I had to keep going and going and going until I felt like
yeah,
I was better, you know?
right. Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think like I'm learning not to be so much of a perfectionist because I'm knowing that now we and even with the last studio session because the conversation come up and he's like, you know. I think it was his way of telling me, hey, I think we're over mixing this one now.
I'm fucking
I think
dead.
we did. I think it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think we're
yeah.
over mixing this right now. And I think that session I probably should have just because I'll hear flat notes and I'll hear stuff like that I want to correct, and that's fine. But I know now, and I think it's good that I learned this to okay, it's okay to be satisfied with something that already sounds really really good
Yeah, yeah.
and be okay. It's like that's good enough.
Yeah.
Just don't fucking touch it anymore.
Right, right. You're like, that's it. All right. Oh wait, no, maybe a little tweak here. It's a little like right here, Like, no,
Yeah,
it's very hard because it's kind of like when you're a perfectionist and like just think of it as being a clean freak, having OCD. It's just kind of like you do not like nothing that's misplaced, you know?
yeah,
And so, the difference between cleaning and recording music is you can actually really take your time, have a really good headspace, have good people around you to either hype you up or just be there for support. And a lot of people, I
yeah,
feel like with this whole new music shit and everybody's coming out more, I'm pretty proud of it because it's kind of like, look at what Cardi B just dropped, Imaginary Players by Jay-Z. And it's just kind of like people were sitting there bashing this lady for fucking years, like, oh, you're scared to drop an album. Oh, it's because you're scared of this and all that. And then she starts dropping and then they like it or they hate it. So it's kind of like when
right,
when you have a fan base like that that's half toxic, which are the haters, and the real loyal fans
right,
like me and Barty Gang, like we gonna stick beside them. Like even if it's a little funky, like there's shit that
right,
I've peeped from artists that have been doing this for long, and their shit sometimes still be a little tweakish, you know.
right, right.
So definitely you guys, local artists, new artists or coming up artists, like talk to Seekah, talk to me if you guys ever like reach this type of like, podcast or stuff like that, because we can give you niggas some tips because nowadays on y'all hoes be talking about some nonsense. Like, I don't know. I talk about nonsense in my songs too, but it's because I really do that though. So a lot of people that claim they did do this and they did this, that's cool, bro. But to me, that's like snitching, you know? They be too detailed with their
Yep.
shit. You are not King Von, bro.
Right.
Calm down.
It's funny though. Yeah, yeah. I did my share of dirt, and I remember even whenever I did, like, yeah, I'm talking about what I did, but I wasn't like,
Giving
it's like
details.
I know people more than just fans are listening, so I'm not going to give everything away.
For sure.
Can't
Me
give
either.
give them clues to say,
You
oh,
know.
now this guy's about to go to prison for the rest of his fucking life.
We gonna cut that out. We cutting this part out. But no, like don't you worry about it,
Yep.
like I said, I love doing this shit because I like finding underrated artists that are raw like me, where the rawest unite and bring you back, ask more questions,
Yes.
But right now I feel like I'm sticking to this until I'm ready to do more like like a real TV show, be on a network, with my own show, and actually like have either like artists or just like having bitches come compete for $10,000, some shit like that, like just real fun stuff, and
It's
I
fun.
yeah, like, and I feel like a lot of people don't really like see other artists all combined together unless it's like on some Netflix, the rap game shit. Where you
Right.
see like a artist that's hella good, you see hella potential in them, and then you have like that one artist that you like that you look at different just by the way that they're reacting or what they're saying to that artist. Like, it's good. Why the fuck you hating? So
Right.
yeah, y'all ready? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So number two is what inspired you to become a rapper slash singer?
Um. So I knew I could sing, and I knew I just needed to kind of brush up on it. But rapping was one thing that I was intrigued with. That honestly, another artist, and he was part of a group that my primo was a part of. My primo was like 6 years, 7 years older than me, so he was a little bit older, OG and stuff. But this particular artist and my best friend, the Dreamer, the one from Southern California, we were hanging out, and this guy approached us, and he was living with Zeke at the time. That's his real name. And he ain't running from nothing, so I can say real names because we're good. But he gave us the keys, bro, on how to like write and stuff. And I was like, I know I can do this. And I was fascinated with hip hop then. And so he started writing our lyrics, and it was cool. And then we started to learn how to write from him. But we did shows at school, bro. I did a show at a school dance, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it was some stuff that he had wrote for us, or he had songs that we just basically repeated. And the first show that I did, I was 13, and it was at a school dance. And my bestie, man, then he had to be in Denver for some reason that weekend, so he didn't even come and do the show with me. And so I ended up having to do both of our parts of the song. But I did, man. I brought I was back. I'm dating myself right now, but it was back in the day, man, when like stuff was still kind of fresh. And I turned out, I had my head down with my hat rapping, but I turned out and everybody liked it. And I remember even like bagging a couple of girls, man, because I'm the type of person, I'll go dance. You know what I mean? Like I'll
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
dance at a dance.
yeah.
So I had girls in front of me, behind me, man, grinding up all on me, and I was freaking 13. And and
So you was
yeah,
a
man,
player
it
then?
was
Is that what I'm hearing?
man, I was shyer than shy, man. I'm not even gonna front, man. I didn't have I like girls and stuff like that, and I had girlfriends and stuff like that. But yeah, it was during that time, man. That's when I figured, I was like, man, I'm kind of good at this. And then we did a show and 700, people, me and him, because I gave him a hard time. I'm like, you ditched me, man. I had to do both of our parts in front of everybody by myself.
I'm fucking dead.
And so we did a show. It was a middle school show, and there was like 700 kids. You know what I mean? And we rapped in front of the whole school, man, and we tore it up.
Oh
And
shit.
they were feeling it. But it was ever since I was probably like 13. That's when I really started.
Okay.
I mean, I sang and I did talent shows and stuff like that before then. I did a
Yeah.
talent show when I was like in first grade. I sang Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit. R.I.P. the legend right there. But fucking
Oh,
okay, so
yeah.
you started at 13 and stuff like that. You did shows and stuff.
Yeah.
How okay, so you were saying you're a shy boy and stuff like that, but did you ever have like stage fright doing it, or did you immediately know like, all right, this is what I wanted for my
There was always a little bit of that stage fright, but once I'm on and once I'm started, all that just goes out the window. And then if there's more people, man, I turn on even more, you know, because I'm
Yeah.
like, they came to see a show, and let me give them a show. So
Okay.
there's always a little bit of stage fright. There's always a little bit of stage fright, but I'll go towards the fear rather than run away from it.
Right. Okay. 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 So for the third question, it's who are some of your biggest like musical influences?
We just Michael Jackson, um, definitely an influence. Tupac's an influence. I mean, I love Tupac's music. I grew up listening to that. Bad Bunny, J Balvin. Shoot, like I like as a producer, as far as inspiration, I love Tiny's beats. His beats are real emotional, and I just connect with that emotional shit. I used to run away from it, but now I'm just embracing that. Then we got old school oldies, like Earth, Wind and Fire, Marvin Gaye. I like Peso Pluma, Tito Doble P. I like him. His music's dope. It's that corridos type stuff. I mean, I like a lot of different like styles, and I try to embrace pretty much everything. Shoot, I like the old Eagles music. um like just stuff that not maybe not a lot of people draw from, but I'll draw from lots of different wells. um those would probably be the ones that just come straight to mind. But I listen to oldies, I listen to classic R&B, I listen to new R&B. I listen to a lot of reggaeton, Afro beats. I love the new the new stuff that's coming out, but I kind of like to bring some of that old school stuff into it.
So the fourth question is what's your creative process like when it comes to writing and recording music?
So so this is how it works for me. The beat and the song has to talk to me. So with this Limbo song that I'm doing with Nico the vet, and he's like you, he's just got the capacity to just do thousands and thousands of songs. But the song that he sent me, like it's an emotional song, and the beat really spoke to me too. The beat's dope. So it's got to have a hot beat. It's got to have a beat that speaks to me, that I can draw inspiration from. If it's a beat that doesn't do that for me, then I can't do it. But once I get that beat, my process begins, and I'm like, I get lit up. I'll either come with a hook, or if it's a feature, then I'll just really just start to kind of hone in on what I want to talk about and what I'm feeling from the song. So I'll develop a song, and usually it takes about 7 days for one song. But it's because I'm not forcing it, and I'm trying to write as many ideas down. There's some things I don't use for songs. There are other things that I do use for songs. And then once the song's developed, once it's written, I'll practice the shit out of it. And then I'll schedule time once I know that I got it down with my engineer, Raj. We'll spend sessions on one song, a minimum of 5-6 hours at least for one song. And they'll be 2 hour sessions or a 3 hour session, but we try not to go past 2 hours per session, just because you know how it is. You're mixing a song for 2 hours, your ears get blind. And
Yeah.
so I'll listen back to what we record, and then if I don't like something, or if I need to add something, or if there needs to be more breaks, or if there need to be instruments that need to be dropped out, if we need to add more vocals, I'll notate those things so that the next session will catch all those things that need to be improved for the song, and then getting it mastered. That's the last part of it. But that is my process. That is
Okay.
definitely, and I love to get my engineers' thoughts. I'm always asking questions to my engineers. If somebody comes for the session and they got ideas, I'll draw from those ideas. Even people that I let listen to the song, I'll draw from them. Although I'm learning now to kind of trust what I know is probably best, but I will take, on those edits before I hit the studio again. I'm asking multiple people to listen. I'm asking people's opinions, what they like about it, what they don't like about it, and it's kind of a collective process. So it's not, I can't say it's all me, but it's me really implementing, um, you know, other people's opinions and what they like, what they don't like, because I feel like it takes a village for a song. And for a song, it's like a kid, it's like a baby to me.
Okay, okay, okay. So the next question I got for you is, can you tell us like particularly like memorable moment from your career so far?
That's a good one. It's a really, really good one. I'm trying not to blend everything in. you know, I'd say the most recent one. Well, it was before I started my new generation of music, and I was voted on to the Devin the Dude show in Pueblo, and I grew up listening to Devin the Dude. And if you guys don't know who Devin the Dude is, because I know he's like Snoop's era, he's a Houston rapper, originally from Florida, but he went to the Houston Arts, and he's like all about 420. He's got songs with like, obviously like songs with Snoop. He's got songs with Snoop and freaking Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, he's got songs with Burner. He's got lots of songs with Texas artists like Zero, Scarface from that Rap a Lot. Shoot, Slim Thug. He's got so many different, the Chameleonaire, lots of different features. Nas, he's got collaborations with Dre. Dre was like on his second album making his freaking beats and stuff like that. So for me, that was a big deal, man. That's a legend to me. And so meeting him, and because he came in for mic check for that show, and I'm not even gonna front. I try to play it off, man. and my heart just started pounding and shit, and I just dapped him up and said, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" You know what I mean? Because I was not gonna not document that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I got the chance to actually talk with him and smoke with him outside after he did mic check. But him doing mic check and just being there like for that part, like not everybody gets the opportunity to do that. So I was fully in that moment,
Hmm.
and I got the chance to smoke with him. I got the chance to chop it up. I got the chance to even give him his flowers. You know what I mean? And that was probably the most memorable so far. I got a few more, but that one right there stuck out. That was like meeting my freaking idol right there.
Okay, 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 okay. So the next question is, what's the funniest thing you heard from a fan during a concert?
Oh, so I get trolled by the ladies that are listening, and in a good way. It's usually because they think I'm sexier and I say something that they want to interact with. But it was at the Monta Vista show by Alamosa here in Colorado, southern Colorado. I'm singing the song "I Hope You Want Me To," and I'm going to give you guys two. And there's a group of girls, and they're all smiling and they're rocking with me, and they're like, "I hope you want me to." So they were straight just flirting with me while I'm on stage and stuff, and that was cool. That was really cool, and I'm like, "I fuck with y'all. I fuck with y'all. Y'all crazy, but I fuck with y'all."
Oh my
and then
god.
and then in Austin, when I was performing this year, there was a sister, you know, a girl that she was definitely interested, and she liked my music. And at the end of and you guys can go on Instagram. So if you guys haven't added me, I promise you I'm entertaining. I may not have the highest quality of freaking videos or anything like that, because I don't got a huge fucking record deal or anything like that. So you got to take that into consideration. But
Okay.
if you go on my page, go on my Instagram and my Facebook and my TikTok. I have that one posted, and you'll catch at the end of that performance at South by Southwest. You'll catch the girl being like, "Que hay de me?" And she was like she was straight trying to flirt with me.
Oh shit.
And so I get those, those ladies that wanna flirt. They want to see
Yeah.
what the Seek is all about.
Oh my god. And I'm sure they probably find out towards the end. I'm just kidding.
No, man, I went home alone at both shows.
Aw, man.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's probably I want to leave it up to their imagination. It's better in it might be better in your imagination. It might be the best motherfucking thing you ever had, but it's gonna still be in your imagination.
Shit. Okay. Let them know. Shit. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You know me, I like to clown,
So,
bro. I love to
yeah.
clown.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. You fucking
I,
clown
di- I
before.
didn't.
Okay. I'm
Hey,
just kidding.
earlier in this episode, earlier in this episode, I said I'm him for a reason. All
Yep.
right, ladies, I am him.
And you heard what he basically is working on and what he wants. So, the next question is,
Yep.
what is the strangest thing you have ever heard from someone at a concert? That was kind of like either like, what the fuck? Or why would you even say that?
So, what's the difference between the question that you just asked me and this one?
Because it's asking about a funny moment, and this one's asking like a
Okay,
like a
like the
weird like,
strangest moment.
yeah, you get me?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Because I feel like funny and strange sometimes can be the same. But man, probably some weird fucking gay joke that some guy recently told me that made me feel really fucking weird. And I'm just like, I don't know I don't know how to think about that, but hey, you do you, man. I'll talk to you later.
I'm fucking dead.
It was just like some uncomfortable gay joke and shit. That was weird as fuck. I'm just like, sorry, guy. I don't go that way. I respect you as a human being and I'm not judging you, but there ain't no fucking way, man. Ain't no fucking way.
Lord Jesus. Okay.
And, okay.
Guys, don't cancel him. Do not cancel
And
him
like,
because I know y'all hoes be so sensitive.
don't cancel me. I got lots of gay fans. I got lots of in that community. I got lots of fans that show me total respect. But if you disrespect me, just like a female is gonna disrespect me or anybody else, you're gonna bring that out of me. But please don't. Please, I'm begging you, don't bring that out of me. I try to be super, super respectful to everybody, but when people cross the line, I'm just like, usually I don't even, you don't get much of a reaction. I'm just like, hey, cool, gotta go.
So do not do that, y'all. Don't cross boundaries because I'm the same way. Like, leave me the fuck alone. If I'm not talking to you or like didn't send for you, why are you talking to me? So
Yeah.
the last question actually is, if you wanted to date any other musician, who would it be and why?
That's a great question. Would probably be Shakira because she is
You
such,
gonna run out your
like, I
tax
can
money.
tell she is such a, like, at least the way she portrays herself, she's a lover like me. And then not just like, I can tell she's not casual. She wants a long-term type of thing. And that's the type of thing that I'm looking for. So it would be somebody like that because I know if she's locked in with me and I'm locked in with her, we're not going to fucking play each other. That would definitely be. And then the music, oh, on the music side, oh, that would be beautiful.
For sure, for sure. Y'all would both bring that same vibe. So I fucks with that, Okay, okay. Well, that's the end for, questions right now. I'll ask them the rest of the questions for part two. Oh, yes, you guys are getting a part two.
Part two.
Yeah, so,
It's
there's
about
some
to get real, real deep.
you better get ready because I didn't ask you certain other questions because, you're going to be busy right now. So, thank you so much for coming on for, keep it lit and legit and, putting on, representing your city, your brand. Is there anybody out there that you want to shout out or anything?
Hey, I just want to shout out, you know, to all the stuff, all the conflicts that's going on, and on both sides, man. There's lots of innocent people that are losing their lives in Palestine and Israel and all that, man. And I'm not taking a side, but I think everybody needs to watch and realize that on both sides, there's some innocent people that are bearing the repercussions of all that. And so I want to shed light on that. I know that I try not to get too political, but there's two sides to every coin, and it doesn't mean you have to pick one side. I mean, you can choose both and be like, hey, on both sides, there's people that are dying, that are suffering, and so just want to put that out there.
Okay. And I also want to put out there as well that, Viva Mexico, I love all my Mexicanos, my
Hey,
Latinas, Latinos, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you guys and, and the
mm,
kids as well, innocent kids,
yes,
innocent bystanders and discrimination, it's sad that, we're still living in that type of world, but, y'all know who it is and who it
oh
ain't,
yeah.
so, but thank you
Yep.
again. I'm so excited to hear your
Bro,
song.
thank you for saying that, man. Thank you for shedding light on that, bro, because that's another thing that I feel very strong about too. You know what I mean? And not to put everything out there, but we're just going to say, like there are innocent people that are having to suffer because of some people that are power thirsty and hungry. And then they're also adding this stuff that should already be gone from the world, this racist bullshit that, I mean, we ain't got time for all that. Like, we're all members of the human race and shit. And if you haven't figured that one out, help somebody else figure that one out.
Exactly,
And with
exactly.
that, I love y'all.
We love y'all. Thank you guys so much for
Love
tuning
y'all.
in. Make sure to follow him on Instagram, THA Seekah, Seekah. Listen to him on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. You guys, make sure to go purchase my song too. I just dropped Fire on Me, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And maybe for part two, instead of me interviewing you, you can actually ask me questions. Um, and stuff like that too. So, thank you so much again, motherfucking Anthony. We still locked in and stuff.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, thank you. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me as always.
All
Love
right.
you, bro. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Bye.